Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another presentation for the Hypnosis Master Summit. Right now, we have with us Alberto Dell'Isola from Brazil. He's arguably the most known and the most skilled hypnotherapist in Brazil. He has a huge following online, which is exactly what he will talk about today in his presentation. He has a degree in psychology and master degree in philosophy of law, and has been teaching hypnosis in Brazil and has more than 15,000 students every single year. He's also written a book called Mentes Brilhantes, which means bright minds in English. And he has a huge YouTube channel, and he will give us all of the details about this and how he grew this channel, not only YouTube, but also Instagram and other platforms. So let's say, welcome to Alberto. Thank you so much to be here, Alberto.
I thank you. I thank everyone that's watching, and I hope we can have a very nice talk about how to grow an audience, how to start to your social media online, and everything that's related to this.
Awesome. Before we start, I wanted to ask you, what's the population of Brazil?
It's a little more than 200 million people.
Wow, that's a lot of people, right? It's
Yeah.
pretty big. So when I know that you are very big on YouTube, are you doing all of your videos just in Portuguese, or is it also in other languages?
At the moment we are talking, it's still only in Portuguese, all of my material.
Yeah.
But I've been thinking on translating and re-recording everything in Spanish and English, as there are many more people, much more people speaking those other languages than Portuguese.
I see, I see. So tell us, how did you build a huge audience on the web, on the online? How do you do it?
The first thing we must understand, which is a bit counterintuitive, is that we cannot have the scarcity mindset. Every time I talk to skilled hypnotists and skilled teachers of hypnosis, they are usually very afraid of sharing their secrets, their techniques. They think that if they teach for free, people will not come. And that's the opposite, because the moment someone learns something that's useful for that person starts to be a big fan of your work, starts following you everywhere. For example, when I started recording my videos, there was no video in Portuguese about hypnosis. And I started talking about instant inductions. And everyone around thought that it was crazy because I was giving away the secret, as we can call it that way.
Yeah.
But the point is, the moment people started to learn from YouTube, they started to get confidence about their practice. And when they saw that they were improving, they started to follow me more. And they didn't stop, and that didn't avoid them of buying my products, my courses. And our curiosity is that it helped even people in the business that don't like me, that are my rivals, because no one learns just from one teacher.
Yeah.
So as people started to look at my work, learn with my material, they also wanted to learn more. So even other people that didn't create videos got more clients, more students around them. So the first advice is abundance. You must have the abundance mindset, because if you have scarcity mindset, it will not work. The YouTube, social media is not about creating advertising. People just, I know a lot of people that just create the Instagram account and they start to put ads like Oh, I started to see clients on Mondays. Come here and see me. But people want value. They are not there to buy your products. They are there to meet you. So you must deliver very nice content. And if the content you are putting online isn't good enough to be sold, it's not good to be free. That's one of the advice I always give, because your content must be as good as things that are going to be sold. And so the first idea that we must have is abundance, not scarcity.
I love this. I'm taking notes as you speak, because that was one perfect sentence. I'll quote you on that. And for everybody who's watching, this is already a brilliant idea that I got from your what you just said, just a few minutes in the interview, is if it's not good enough to be sold, and then it's not good enough to be free. And I would say that vice versa is also very valid. If it's not good enough to be free, why would you pay for it?
Yeah. But then there's the second big advice,
yeah,
which is a little more difficult for people to grasp, which I'm translating now in English, which is because English is not my first language, and that's not yours too. So we are connected in another language to talk with each other. But that's the editorial alignment. I don't know if that's the line of, I don't know how to say that. That in Portuguese would be alinhamento editorial.
So editorial alignment, yes.
Yeah. The point is, for example, you don't need to create content for hypnotists unless you want to teach and sell hypnosis courses. But if you are selling hypnosis courses, you must create content for hypnotists. Why am I telling about that? I have many students which I start mentoring in marketing, and they are hypnotherapists, and their content were about hypnosis, which is a mistake. Because people that are looking for a hypnotherapist, they are not looking for hypnosis. They are looking for an answer for a problem. They want a resolution. For example, if you are a hypnotherapist, your content must be about anxiety. Your content must be about how to sleep better. Your content must be about breathing exercises. Your content must be how to manage anger, how to manage and deal with emotions. Hypnosis only should be the subject of your content if you are going to sell hypnosis itself, like if you are, for example, a hypnosis teacher. And of course, you must create some content about hypnosis. But if you are, for example, your niche is about quit smoking, you shouldn't be just talking about how to quit smoke with hypnosis or how hypnosis is good for quit smoking. People want advice about bad habits, like eating, like smoking. So the first thing you must do is create this alignment with the content. Because if you are going to teach therapy or going to teach for therapists, your talk will be one thing, your speech will be one type. But if you want to talk about public in general, of course you will talk about hypnosis in one post or in another post, but that's not the main subject, because people are there and they are finding you to look for an answer. They want resolution. They don't want hypnosis. They want a solution. And hypnosis is one of the solutions. So if you mix a lot your content, that's very bad. I'll give you one example. I love stage hypnosis. I love street hypnosis. I love doing this with my friends. I love watching the shows. But I realized, and I did in the past, some videos with street hypnosis in my channel.
Yeah.
And it was not good. There was a branding issue. That's not a problem in terms of hypnosis. Street hypnosis is bad. No, the point is, if I have a degree in psychology and I want to talk about hypnosis for mental issues, making someone forget their names or seeing a frog that doesn't exist misleads the audience. I started to have, for example, many kids and teenagers that started following my channel because of the street hypnosis thing, but they didn't want to enroll on the hypnotherapy things. So people ask me what I think about street hypnosis. I think it's good. I think it's important, but I wouldn't mix. And the problem of mixing, just to reassure that people understand, it's not that street hypnosis is bad or stage hypnosis is bad. If you are Darren Brown or if you are like a stage hypnotist, of course you're going to make a lot of funny videos like Mark Savar. But if you're a hypnotherapist and people want to quit smoking and they see that you do stage hypnosis videos, of course they might think, oh, that tool is very powerful, that might help me, but they also may think, oh, that's something that's for entertaining. Or hypnosis is good, this guy seems to be good for entertaining, but he doesn't seem to be good for health issues. So first, you have the abundance mindset, and then you must create content which connects to the public that you want to reach. And that's very funny because, for example, I did a video which was called Arrested in Copacabana. It would be the translation. And it got around 700,000 views, something like that.
Wow. Yeah.
But that didn't bring me clients, and that didn't bring me students for hypnotherapy. And that's not the views that count. That's not about having a lot of subscribers. That's not about having a lot of followers. If you create a prank YouTube channel, like making pranks and everything, you will have millions of views. But those million people will not buy anything because they're not connected on buying anything. So if you have 100 views with a very qualified content, it's much better than have 10,000 views in a street hypnosis video. And I'm not telling that street hypnosis is bad or that. The point is, those videos, they went viral, they go viral, but they don't bring clients. Unless you are a stage hypnotist that wants, for example, to sell tickets like Mark Savar. He wants to sell his tickets for the show. So that's very important for people to laugh a lot. And so when I go to Vegas, I will watch Mark Savar. But it may mislead the public. That's something that I learned around 2-3 years ago, or because in the beginning, I got kind of mesmerized about the views that those kind of videos could bring. But then I started to realize that those views were not qualified for the things that I needed.
I remember when I came to Brazil to your beautiful conference, which you organized there a few years ago. I think I was talking to you, and there was another person there who has also a big YouTube channel in Brazil. You know, the Korean guy,
probably, or Pyong.
The Korean guy. Yes, Peng Yong. And I don't know if it was you who told me or someone told me that, you know, he had like a huge channel, like, you know, millions of subscribers, but nobody was signing up for anything because all of those subscribers, 1 million or 2 million, how many people were subscribed to his channel were like, you know, 10, 12, 13 years old kids.
So nowadays he has, I guess, 8 million subscribers. At that time, he had 4 million and 5 million. And he made an ad in a video on his channel about selling the tickets for the convention.
Yeah.
And it would be today like $500 or something.
Yeah.
And the video got around 30,000 views, which is a lot, or 40,000
Yeah, of
views,
course.
and didn't sell any tickets.
Jesus.
No one didn't sell any ticket.
There was a huge scandal, not with YouTube, but with Instagram a few years ago. With there was this Instagram celebrity who had like a 1 million followers on her whatever channel, and she launched a clothing line. So she launched it on Instagram, big likes, whatever, and she had 2 sales. And everybody was laughing of her because they basically realized that her, million of followers on Instagram actually was just fake numbers, just to build this up. So what would you say to people, like what should be the metrics? Because we are talking about growing your presence online. And if you don't measure by the number of subscribers or followers, if you talk about Instagram, or likes, if you talk about Facebook, if you don't measure by that, then how do you measure if you have a big following or not?
Well, very nice question. Of course, the followers numbers and subscribers is a good direction to look at. But there is another metrics which are much more important, like the engaging metric.
Mm-hmm.
For example, you can see people that have more than 100,000 followers on Instagram. They put up a photo, and that photo has 2 comments, like 2 comments or 3 comments.
Yeah.
And the problem is, if you have lots of followers, but those people don't follow, don't comment, they don't interact with you, that Instagram account is dying. Probably is dying, yeah. And probably it's better to start over. And that one reason is that the more subscribers you have, and the less people interact with you, even less people will have your content. And many people buy subscribers, they buy followers, which is a very dumb thing. I'm not even talking about ethics, I'm talking about the intelligence. Because, for example, if your Instagram deliver your content to 5% of your audience, like 10, let's put 10% of your audience, just to make things easier. So if you have 100 subscribers, 10 people will see your thing on Instagram.
Yeah.
But if you buy, for example, 10,000 subscribers, but from those 10,000, only 100 is real people, they will create the 10% or 5% over the 10,000 subscribers. And people from fake accounts that will receive your content, and those 100 real people that were following you in the beginning, they will stop receiving your content and your profile will die. And there's a very nice hack for creating engaging in Instagram, and I've been doing that, and that's very good. Do you know which are the most important metrics on Instagram in a post?
No, tell us.
Many people think that's the liking. The liking is the least important thing. The 2 most important are not even comments. For the algorithm, the most important are the saving, which is the last one, with kind of, I don't know how to say that, a flag, kind of a flag. And the sending to someone, like sharing.
Sharing, yes.
Many people shares your content with other people, more people will see the original thing. And that's because the algorithm wants to connect people, to make more people get more time in the platform. So things that I usually do, which are very good. If you create a content in Instagram, like, did you know that there is a breathing technique that can help you to sleep better in about 2 minutes or 3 minutes? If you want to learn that, send me a comment inbox and I will tell you. If you make a CTA, a call to action for people to send you an inbox, you will automatically, of course, you have to answer that. Of course, you will have much more organic traffic for the next things. And they stories in Instagram, they also connect a lot with people. And there is a little hack that you can do, which is starting the day. If we start the stories with three, how to say in English, like questions, in Portuguese is enquete, which is yes, no questions. I don't know how to say that in English.
Dual questions, or close-ended questions.
Yes, closed questions in Instagram. I think it's, I don't know if it's poll. I think it's a poll.
Yeah, it's a poll, yeah.
If you create 3 polls in the morning, like people love to interact with polls, like in the beginning, coffee or tea in the morning, in the first stories. And then tell me, how was your weekend? And then something like, do you know hypnosis? The 4th stories will have much more attention because people love to interact with these polls. And then if you have another stories and that story has a call of action, like see my webinar or go to my web page, you will have many good results because people, they start interacting with the polls. So if you start the stories in your day with a poll, people will interact, and you have a good interaction in stories. And sometimes I create a clickbait in Instagram. For example, I create 3 polls, and then I make a call to action, and then I put in the feed something like that. In the name of the freedom of speech, I will not take back anything that I said in my stories. Something like that. I've done that like 2 times. And I got like 15,000 views or 17,000 views for the Instagram. The thing that I wouldn't take back would be that I think that it's important to learn hypnosis, and every mental health profession should learn hypnosis, something like that. And people see that it's kind of a game, and they find it funny, and they interact a lot. So the point is, everything you create in Instagram that put people to interact with you or with other people, like creating a stories that now if you put this story like a tag, if you tag 1 or 2 people with this story and send me a direct message, I will send you X, for example. That would be good too. So everything you can do on Instagram to interact with people and to make people interact with you will create a good audience. And there's another advice, very big advice on Instagram, which is don't just wait for organic traffic. Because the algorithm, they change every time, and nowadays organic traffic is still important, of course, but it's much lower. People that don't know, organic traffic is the traffic that you get from the platform without buying, without paying for ads. So I create a lot of ads, and they are running every day. Like, did you know that hypnosis? No. Did you know that before the advent, no, let me see it in Portuguese. Did you know that before the invention of opioids, hypnosis was the best anesthetic available? Want to know more? Just follow me on Instagram. Every day a new video, something like that. I create ads like these on the stories and in the feed with, or I can create just a call to action like this, a short one for stories, or I just get the best material I have on Instagram and I start promoting them. So I like promoting like $2 a day. It doesn't need to be a lot of $1,000, because when we talk about events, like creating a convention, hypnosis convention, of course you will spend thousands of dollars on ads, of course. But if you are just wanting to start your brand and your personal brand to be stronger, you should do this. And another thing about Instagram is that people want to interact with real people. So if you have an institute, it's much better to create, of course, your institute will have an Instagram account of its own, but it's much more important that you have your Instagram, because that's a very personal social media. People want to get contact to each other.
And there is a problem here, Alberto. I'm thinking, and I'm asking you, how do you deal with this? Because you have Facebook, then you have YouTube, then you have Instagram, then you have TikTok, then you have Twitter, LinkedIn, maybe even Pinterest. And, you know, these are like the top 5, 6 different social media channels. And we're talking about like in, you know, Western countries. If you go to like Russia or China, you have Baidu, you have, you know, all the other, you know, huge, ginormous channels, or India also. So how do you have the time and the mental capacity to create content that would go on all these different channels? Because like, if I wake up in the morning, what should I do first? Should I write a newsletter? Should I make a post on Facebook? Should I create a poll on Instagram? Should I make a quick video for TikTok? Should I start planning out my YouTube video? You know, what should I do? You know, and also like with YouTube, you have shorts on YouTube now. You can make, you know, like TikTok, like, or Instagram, like videos on YouTube. So how do you balance all of this stuff?
Well, I didn't start TikTok yet because I didn't understand it yet, as I'm old.
I know, we are the same here.
I created my account. I know I shouldn't just keep avoiding it, because I just don't understand, but we must understand. The point is, first thing, you must put the creation of content in your weekly schedule as everything that you do for work. So every Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. in Brazil, and every Friday from 1 p.m. until 6 p.m., I'm recording. So I record everything that I need for all social media these periods. The second thing is Instagram. The content in Instagram there's a very big difference between Facebook, Instagram, which are the same, and YouTube. When you create a content on Instagram, do you know how long does it stay there?
A few seconds, not longer.
They stay like the most of the views will be in the first 4 hours. After 4 hours, only people that interact a lot with you will get this content. So content in Instagram and Facebook are very disposable. So people are going to forget them. So the first thing you must understand is you can recycle a lot of your Facebook, Instagram content that people will not get that. So what do I do? After 4 months, 5 months, I always recycle. I just check their statistics, which contents were best, and I will repost the 10 best ones. People will not notice because they are, that's very interesting because in Instagram, content disappears fast and people forget it.
Yeah.
However, YouTube is about long term. So you can't repeat content on YouTube. So if you recycle content on Instagram, and I never create content just for Facebook. I don't think it makes sense. I just post Instagram with Facebook at the same time. So the first thing is Instagram and Facebook, you can recycle content. Second thing, many of my YouTube videos become content on Instagram. If you go to my Instagram now, you will see that most of the videos I got from my main channel on YouTube. Most of them. I create every week, I do a live with my students online, which is from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. And from this live, we split it into contents which will last like a month in Instagram.
So on Instagram, how long do the videos from Instagram go for? Like,
good. There is the videos in the IGTV, which I don't know still exists, but they would benefit. But the videos that are really from Instagram, they can have any duration. But in the feed, they have a very short limitation, like 1 minute. So what I do is, depending on the size, I will put it on the reels or in the feed. Or if it's really bigger, I will create a video with like 10 minutes or 20 minutes and create a video preview, which Instagram allows me to create, and put it up too. And another very good advice for Instagram, which is every time the social media platform creates a new app, a new utility inside it, use it a lot.
Like from the very beginning, like when they launch it, go hard on it.
Like
when they launch a new feature, go hard and use it.
For example, Instagram is still fighting against TikTok. So the Reels feature in Instagram has a much more strong delivery of content than any other thing in Instagram. If you create the same video, I think it's 45 seconds, the same 45 seconds on Reels or in the feed, the Reels will have like sometimes 100 times more views and more engagement.
Wow.
That's because the algorithm wants to deliver the Reels to make people get away from TikTok. So you must understand what are the features, new features, because they will spread better. But when it comes to YouTube, you can use YouTube in two ways. You can use YouTube, and that's what my advice if the person is in the beginning. Just create the weekly live, like 1 minute content with very nice content, and then you just use this in Instagram and Facebook. That's the easier way to create much more content without worrying about time and production time. What happens that I have another YouTube channel, which is How the Mind Works, and they are very qualified videos, like they have a lot of editing, chroma key,
Yeah.
just like Netflix, it's
Yeah.
much more expensive editing. And I just can't do that another channel, because there are many people working with me editing the videos, and that's very costly. So
That was my next question. Like, people who are watching this, they're either, people who've been doing this for many years and already have an established practice, or some people who are new to this and they want to grow their practice. Maybe they're doing coaching or NLP or hypnosis and they're in the beginning. And so that's why I had that question, like why is my hair? Okay. And so my question was, what should we do first? Because like, if I were to do a video and then I need time to edit it, I need time to cut out pieces which I can then share on Instagram Reels, on all of these platforms. So would you advise to do this by yourself, or get a team, get somebody to do it for you? How would this work?
the point is, people must understand social media as a special business department inside your company.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of the business. That's the same thing if you ask me, do you think that hiring a salesman for my institute is good? Of course it's good. It's better if you have salesmen, people working, than you selling yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But you must have also the mindset that you are putting money into a business.
Yeah.
So the point is, of course, if you have and you can afford, have money, can afford for people to cut the videos and edit it, of course, that's the thing you should do. But
Yeah.
many people can't afford it. So people that can't afford it, my advice is, first, just go into Instagram. Don't go into YouTube, because YouTube is long term.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
YouTube, you create a video now, it will, that's the opposite of Instagram. Because if you create
Yeah.
a video now in YouTube, next year they will have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 views, because the algorithm on YouTube keeps delivering the content.
Yeah.
And Instagram algorithm kills content.
So if you were to from your experience as a marketer right now, would you say you get more leads from Facebook, from Instagram, from YouTube, from organic, from your website as a blog, or where do you get your most leads from? And for everybody who's watching, leads means people who sign up to your information, not necessarily people who buy stuff, but who leave their contact somewhere in your system.
The moment that your business online grows a lot, most of your leads will come from ads.
Okay.
So, of course, most of my leads come from ads. Although I have organic traffic, most of the leads come from ads. But there's something that's really interesting, which is Google ads versus Facebook ads. There's a very big difference, which is the level of consciousness of the consumer. For example, if you want clients for hypnotherapy practice, the answer is Google ads.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Facebook, it's not Instagram, it's not YouTube, because people that want help, they will ask for help in an objective and directive way on Google, like how to quit smoking, or therapists to quit smoking in London. There are many people now looking for this in this specific way.
Yeah.
So if you want clients for hypnotherapy, what you should do is learn Google ads, because that people is already prepared to get your things, to buy your products and everything.
Yeah.
Well, so you must create the Google My Business, which is free.
Yeah.
Google My Business, people that don't know, creates your presence in Google, like your clinic, like your everything about your practice. You can create Google My Business. You must create a specific landing page for each ad. So, for example, people want to quit smoking, and you create an ad. I will help you quit smoking. And then the person gets in your website. There are things talking about depression, anxiety. It will disconnect with the person that wants to quit smoking. So if you create a specific landing page, which are like a specific web page, which is much more simpler, it's much simpler, has fewer things, just important things. So you can create a specific landing page for the service that you want to sell, and create specific Google ads for those services. And you can use MailChimp, which is free for until 2,000 people, to create the landing page and to send the emails. So the fourth thing is, it's better to use Google Ads if you want to sell the service of hypnotherapy. However, if you want to sell courses like training for therapists, for street hypnosis, doesn't matter. So it is usually better to use Facebook ads, because you can search people for according to their profile. Because when you are selling a course, you will give something for free, so that person raises their level of consciousness. Something that doesn't happen when people want to buy the service, pay for the service of therapy. So just to make a summary.
Yeah. Very good.
If people want to fill their agenda of clients, the answer is Google My Business, creating a nice landing page, and creating Google Ads. But if you want to sell courses, if you want to sell an ebook, if you want to engage people into something that's free, that will later on become a product, I use Facebook ads, which are the same for Instagram, to interact with that people. And I usually create Facebook ads to promote the things my posts. So my Instagram posts, my Facebook posts, they all have ads, because that's not only about organic traffic anymore.
Yeah. Got it. So how did you grow your channel? I know you have a few YouTube channels, but you have your main YouTube channel. You grew it to like 400,000 subscribers at the time of this video. So, how long did it take, and what was your strategy to make it happen?
It takes a lot of time. And every person I know which has nowadays more than 100,000 subscribers, everyone I know is someone that created the YouTube not to get more subscribers. They created to have a place to put their videos and to put their message. They weren't thinking about selling anything. So when I started my YouTube channel, I started creating video in 2014. I started to get results. In 2016, I had 50,000 subscribers. The beginning is very hard.
Yeah.
The year 1, year 2, and year 3. See that I'm talking about years. Putting 2 or 3 videos in the same week. So I started creating classes on how to hypnotize people.
Yeah.
But I created content which didn't exist in Portuguese. So nowadays, for example, if a Brazilian starts to create content teaching how to hypnotize, I don't know if you would gather so much attention, because
Yeah.
the content must have two things in order to have a qualified audience. First, it must be as good as it could be sold, which I said before.
Yeah.
Second, it must be rare. Content, for example, if I create a very simple example, if I create a video about how to do the Wim Hof method, that wouldn't get much attention, because many people is already teaching this, and Wim Hof himself has many videos teaching it. So you can create a qualified content, but that's not rare. So that's not as good for YouTube. But in my How the Mind Works, como a mente funciona, I created a series about Wim Hof, which were about the neuroscience behind the Wim Hof method. So when it comes to neuroscience behind the Wim Hof method, that's a very different, specific content, so it will get more attention than a video that just teaches that. And remember about the editorial alignment that I said before. The How the Mind Works is a YouTube channel which is concerned about teaching neuroscience. So that's not, I have no hypnosis videos there. That's just neuroscience, psychology. And I created that YouTube channel because I want to also create, as I have a degree in psychology, I want to create in the future products which are connected not with hypnosis, but with neuroscience.
Yeah.
But the YouTube channel, which has my name, Alberto Dell'Isola, which is the bigger one, I only create content about therapy. And if I create the street hypnosis thing, it will get much more views, but I'm not worried about views. I'm much more worried about qualified views. I want video from people that will interact with my products. I don't want people with 10 years old. I like kids, but I don't want kids to be my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Because something that happens, if you have a video that gathers a lot of attention of a lot of people, and like a street hypnosis video, when you create a serious video about hypnotherapy, people that subscribe to your YouTube channel because of street hypnosis will not watch it.
Yeah.
So the retention value of your YouTube channel just starts decreasing, and then your YouTube channel will start to die. So you must, the main concern is this editorial alignment, because if you are not really in a good editorial alignment, you can make your channel die, which is bad.
Yeah, of course. I actually was talking with a good friend of mine, Daryl Eves is his name. He's probably one of the most known YouTube consultants in the world. He's, for everybody who doesn't know about this, on YouTube, when you have 100,000 subscribers, you get a silver play button. When you get to 1 million subscribers to your channel, you get a gold play button. Now, Daryl Eves, he's, has several YouTube channels, and he has about 18 silver and gold play buttons in his house, because that's what he does all day. So in one day, I was talking with him about channels dying, and he said he was approached by this guy who has a big YouTube channel, millions and millions of subscribers, and they came to him and they said, "We have a problem. Our channel is dying." And this is a guy who made millions from selling stuff on YouTube, a guy who had millions of subscribers, and he was complaining that his YouTube channel was dying, and they didn't know why. And of course, they had to call him to fix it, so he can find what's the problem. And of course, he did find the problem. And for people who actually don't know, YouTube is using a very high-end technical, algorithms to scan everything you say and do on your channel. And if you swear in your videos, they will promote it less. So don't use bad words or sweary words in your YouTube videos if you don't want to get penalized by YouTube. They will not promote your videos. And this was the case with those guys. They were sweating because they're like, they are kids, young and whatever. And he says, stop doing this. And once they stop, they start going up again.
I created a video in how the mind works, which I didn't use any swear words, but it was about the geopolitics of Afghanistan.
Touchy subject.
Yes, exactly. It got flagged, not flagged that it's not permitted, but got the flag that's not good for every audience and for every sponsor.
Yeah.
And I didn't talk about terrorism. I just talked about the complicated situation that the United States got into, which is, it's much easier to pay for terrorism than to pay to keep the thing intact. And I was talking just about geopolitics. I didn't take any side about it. I didn't swear in everything. And the video got flagged. So we must also worry about this. So you are very correct about this comment.
Yeah. So now coming back, and as we are approaching the end of our presentation here, should people have, you said that if I understand correctly, you said this: if you want to get clients fast, then go to Google. If you want to get people coming to your courses or classes, then you should advertise on Facebook. If you want fast interaction and even like clients to your sessions, go to Instagram. Now, did I get this correctly or not?
Yeah, the point is, clients, fast clients, it's always Google Ads.
Okay.
Instagram creates a connection with these people in the future.
So it's more like branding. Instagram is more for like branding and brand awareness.
Yes, branding awareness, exactly. And why it's the most important social media? It's because it's the most personal. So if I would start from the zero today, I would have just the Facebook fan page connected to my Instagram page, and I would create just videos for Instagram and create Google Ads to get clients.
Okay, got you. Now, of the non-paying options, what would be the best thing to do? Like if I'm not paying for ads, but if I'm basing my efforts mostly, because let's say I'm starting up, I have a limited budget, I don't know where to go and spend my money. In terms of organic traffic and organic lead generation, that's my question. Where did you get your most leads from? Instagram, Google, Facebook, something else?
Nowadays, I get most leads from Instagram. And that's very funny because I have much more people on YouTube. But the algorithm of Instagram is delivering a lot if you create reels, for example.
Yeah.
The only challenge that people will have, and now there's another hack, is you can't create links on Instagram.
Yeah. Well, you can like do stuff on your profile and
exactly. So what the call to action must be, check my bio.
Yeah.
So and I usually use the Linktree thing in my bio. Like that's a link that creates many links for you.
Yeah.
But if I'm delivering like a new course or something, I will put just the link about the course and also always make the call to action, check my bio. If you want people to go to a website, Instagram, the only way, that's the only way, is check my bio. Some people put in the comments or the description of the feed links. But of course, Instagram doesn't allow it because they don't want you to quit.
Yeah, of course, the platform, and do you advise or suggest, or do you think it's a good idea to use automation tools?
No, I use automate. Point is, I use it to use before Instagram had its own. Now Instagram and use Facebook, they created what they call the studio creator, Facebook studio creator. I think it's that name, and it allows you to schedule posts.
Yeah.
So I use it to use tools in the past that robots that started interacting. For example, I use it in the past. People, for example, people that follows me, I would create click on the like, something like that. People like more things that were about my topic. But point is, Instagram is shadow banning people.
What is that for people who don't know what that is?
Shadow ban is the Instagram just bans your account, but that's covered.
But you don't know that it did.
You just see that, for example, I know someone that got shadow banned, and that person just realized that because other people were looking for the person's profile in the search, and it didn't show. The profile still exists there, but people can't find it.
Yeah.
So nowadays, the danger of shadow ban is very, very high.
Yeah.
So we never know. Even tools that were just scheduling stories, for example, I stopped using because we never know. And as social media for me is a very big part of my business, I can't just risk it.
Yeah, of course.
And and the other problem is when you get people following you because of the robots, like automatization, that's not as good follower. That's not a good follower.
Yeah.
That's not a follower that really likes your content, so it can decrease the rate of the delivery of your audience. So I don't recommend it. I used to recommend in the past some things in these automations, but nowadays it's very risky and I wouldn't go for there.
Gotcha. Alberto, thank you so much. As always, a pleasure to learn from you and your business acumen and your knowledge in the social media world, and connecting this with people who are interested in hypnosis and growing their business and brand. I think this was a very, very valuable. I took a lot of notes myself. I always have my book here and my notes I wrote down. So where can people get in touch with you if they would like to learn more from you, get in touch with you, follow you around? How they can find you, how they can connect with you?
People can find me in Instagram like Alberto Dell'Isola, Dellisola, and the same name in my YouTube. And I have also the YouTube Como a Mente Funciona, which is how the mind works. And even if you don't understand Portuguese, you can just at least gather and grasp the idea behind the content that I'm creating.
Yeah.
So you can have ideas and send me a message on Instagram. You're welcome to do this. And thanks a lot, Eugene, for the invitation. It was great to talk. And it's always good to talk to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alberto. And everybody, what you need to do right now, you take your notes go into the Facebook group and share your ideas, share the most important thoughts, ideas you got from this presentation. And then we'll take a quick break and we'll see you after the break, or we'll see you tomorrow. One of the two, it depends when this video will play out. So again, thank you so much. Take a quick break. We'll see you next presentation. We'll see you next day. Bye-bye.